What's up, YouTube? It's Kylie Martin here. We're back again today on the YouTube channel, and we're going to be talking all about celebrating those little wins, okay? And I know you guys may not be thinking that this is important, but it is. I promise. Just stay around for the video, and you'll see exactly why. But before we jump into the nitty-gritty of everything, I want you guys to take a second and think back to the last time that you celebrated a little win that you had. The last time that you felt like a winner, the last time that you appreciated yourself, any of that, right? And for a lot of you, just a little warning, it might take a little bit longer to come to, if it even does at all, right? And I found myself in that boat where I was like, man, I really don't know the last time that I celebrated myself or appreciated everything that I've done. And for those of you who have thought about something off the top of your head, good job. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. But for those of you who are in the same boat as me, I'm still proud of you. It's okay. We're going to get through this together. And we're going to talk about how to get out of that loop and how to easily be able to remember the last time that we appreciated ourselves, right? So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. First and foremost, it is so important that you celebrate these little wins and not get stuck in a sense of an autopilot. We want to avoid all of that, right? We want to get out of the habit of just staying in go, 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 go. And we have X, Y, and Z to do. And for those of you who are BMX racers like myself, I'm sure that you guys are used to that because of the fact that if you really break it down, everything that we do in our sport is a list, right? We show up to practice, we have a list that we have to do, and that list is just contributing to the bigger list of going to the nationals. Then we get to the nationals and we do all that and we come home. We have another list of training to do in the gym, on the track. Then all of that is going to get compiled and that all goes into grands. So we get to grands, but the only way we can get to grands or rock is by going to all these nationals so that we have a chance at a plate. And when you really break it down, it's just a list, right? And it's just knocking off those boxes all year long. We get so stuck knocking off those boxes, though, that we're not taking a second to look at, well, my lap time just got 2 seconds faster. My gait is this much faster. The technique here is better. I'm able to jump this and manual this now, and I used to never be able to do that, right? We don't think about any of that. We just think about the fact that, well, I have to do this because this person's doing this. And if I can't do this, and that means that this person's better than me and that I have no business competing against them. And you get in this sense of self-doubt. And for a lot of you athletes out there, I'm sure that this sounds very familiar. And that's why, like I said, athlete to athlete, I get it, right? We get stuck in this sense of comparison. But in reality, the only person that we can truly compare ourselves to is our past self. That is your biggest competition and your biggest enemy, right? Is your past self. Because at the end of the day, no one else has the same story as you. No one else has the same build as you. No one else has suffered through the same hardship. No one has been given as much whatever as you have, right? Maybe opportunities, sponsorships, however you want to look at it, whatever you see someone as a threat in having, right? No one else will have that same story as you, which is why it's so important that you grow from your past self. Something that is important to do when you get stuck in the sense of autopilot, the sense of go, 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 and you start getting this self-doubt, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get burnout, right? You're going to get stuck in this thought pattern of, well, why am I even showing up if I can't do this? Why am I showing up if I'm falling short here? Why am I even going to this race if I can't do this? I should just be a local rider because national riders wouldn't do this, or I didn't get this many laps done and I bet you this person got this many laps done, right? It's important that you take a step back from that and you look at the grander scheme of things. Again, why are you comparing yourself? Why are you thinking that you're less than? Because you have it so rooted in your mind and your subconscious that, I don't deserve this because I wasn't able to do this. You have to break the pattern there. You have to look at it in a positive lens and you have to be able to think, well, in the past I was able to do this, but not this. And now I can do this. So that's good. We're going to run with that. That's a huge improvement, right? Maybe it's your technique, maybe it's your bike skill. Whatever it is that you want to hone in on and look at, that is so important that you focus on that. And that self-reflection and that time that you take out to go ahead and actually look at how much that you've grown will be pivotal in your success, okay? When I was still racing, something that I would do at the end of every month, maybe just after even a hard training session, is I would go through my Instagram, because a little fun fact about me, I only post things that I'm like really hyped about to my Instagram usually, or things that I'm very proud of. So for me, like, it was usually when I jumped something new or jumped something clean or had good skill, technique on a gate, whatever it was, right? I'd go through my Instagram and I'd look at it and I'd be able to look at it in a new light, where it was kind of like a coach to my old self of, well, your foot was messed up there. We don't do that anymore. Things like that I would be able to kindly see and look at in a different light because of how much that I had grown and how I had done it the right way now. Once I had done that, I was like, okay, like, that's good. That gave me some positivity. But on some days, I'm not going to lie, that won't do crap, okay? Some days you're going to look and be like, well, that doesn't matter because, still being 13, 14, that's a huge accomplishment. Like, I'm 17 and I can't do that anymore, or I do that the same now and I have no growth, right? Well, when that happens, I got like the ultimate one for you. I would go back to when I had first started, so like 2017, when I was this dorky little kid with these huge glasses in my helmet and this oversized gear. And I would think back to how like she idolized like Carolyn Buchanan, right? That was like my idol. I would look back and I would think like, oh, you know, like I wish that I could be like her, or just like the local girls at the track, which we only had a couple of, but nonetheless they were really cool. At the time, obviously, some people are ops now. But I would look back and I would think, you know, like, yeah, she was really fast, and we could never be that fast. And then I look at videos now, and I'm like, yeah, I just beat her last month, or yeah, like I retired that chick, like things like that that you don't really think of until you're out of that moment. And honestly, I would think back at that time and I'd be like, I made that little girl so proud. Like she has sponsorships now. She can do A, B, C, and D. She never thought she could jump for manual, and she did that. She did that. And once I had thought about it like that, it had really made me appreciate how far that I'd come, and it motivated me to continue making that little girl proud, because now it wasn't even just her, it was the past selves that I had made proud too. How I had stood up for myself, how I had continued to grow outside of my comfort zone and meet new people and talk to new sponsors and things like that that I would have never thought would have been possible for myself. And once you realize that and you change that perspective, you change everything. That is the key to all of it, is you have to change that perspective on hounding down on yourself because you're not doing good in the present moment, and look at the grander scheme of things. And this doesn't mean that you should just be like, well, I already made her proud, I don't need to keep trying, because that is never the answer, okay? There is always a future self waiting for you that can make your current self so proud, right? That is the easiest way to think about it and the easiest way to say it without making it all confusing with like space and time and everything, right? Easiest way that I can put it. You need to keep pushing, and you need to use that as motivation. You need to use that positivity to create a new environment for you that you can thrive and grow in, and that'll push you out to be the next best thing that you can be. And at the end of the day, it comes down to only improving for yourself, not improving for your sponsor, not improving because you're a competition for your parents. You have to want it for you. And if you don't want it for you, you need to go out and you need to find something else that you can go celebrate the little wins in. Because if you're stuck in this constant loop of not being able to find any positivity in the sport might not be for you. And you could just be going through a rough patch, that's fine. That's when you need to take a step back and you need to really look at things and reevaluate things and see if you're doing it for the right reasons or not still. And as I said, if you're not, then leave and go find something else that you can celebrate those wins in and celebrate yourself as a person. So at the end of the day, you deserve to thrive. And if something is taking that away from you, you don't need to be in that environment. You don't need to deal with that. Easiest way that I can put it, right? Anyways, the key points of this video: you got to reflect on your progress, you got to celebrate yourself, you got to change that perspective so that you can grow and so that you can be the best you that you can be. Celebrating those wins is something that you can apply to every single aspect in your life, and something that you can rewire your brain with every single day. And it's free. It is so easy to do. It's literally just changing that perspective to become the best person that you can be. Okay, hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys took something away from it. Make sure to drop in the comments if you guys have any other videos that you want to see. And just for a little FYI, this article is already up on behindthegate.net. That's a website that I've dropped so that you guys can see all of this in written form. That way, if you just want to look back, so you have the cliff notes, it's there. You can skim through it. Super easy, free to use that website and to access and all of that good stuff. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. That take, I got to like 8 minutes on that last take, and I just realized the whole last minute of talking was just straight gibberish. Take 3. I just said gratitude instead of gravity. My tongue felt swollen in my mouth. It was horrible. What is up with all the repeating right now? As I said, actually, shut up. So, it's a funny story. I was just having a really good take, and then my microphone. I'm gonna have a breakdown filming a YouTube video. But at least I look pretty.